Welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you this all drugstore makeup look. Definitely was a challenge for me because I have not tried a lot of products from the drugstore. So this was definitely a good way for me to go out there and experiment and try more drugstore products, and I was definitely pleasantly surprised on how a lot of the products that I used in this tutorial worked so well. So if you are interested in to see the products that I used, then just keep watching. I'm starting off with a moisturizer. I've already applied this, and I used the Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair Moisturizer with sunscreen, SPF 30. Then I'm also going in with the Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm as my primer. This is definitely going to help with the longevity of the foundation, and you want to make sure that it gets tacky. I'm also going to go in with this Garnier 5-second blur skin renew instant smoother, and all it really is a drugstore alternative to the professional. I like how this leaves a really smooth canvas and fills in all the pores. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by applying my foundation. Today I'm actually going to try a new foundation, and it's the Milani Conceal+Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I'm going to use the shade 06 Sand Beige. See how this turns out. I'm going to apply it with my Real Techniques, I think it's called the Magic Sponge. I really enjoy this sponge as well. So it's a thick consistency. As you can see, it's not runny at all. I'm just going to dab this. I'm going to start off with a really small layer. So right off the bat, I can tell that it has really good coverage. The shade seems to match me pretty good. So this is the first layer. I like the coverage it gives. I feel like it is a thick consistency, so you also have to be careful how much you apply, because I think a little bit goes a long way before you start building it up, and it may look a little heavy on the skin. Now I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 20 Sand. Now I'm just using the flat side of the sponge to press into the skin and blend it out. So now I'm going to cream contour a little, and I'm going to be using the Covergirl truBlend Fixstick concealer in the shade D. I'm actually pretty impressed in this foundation from Milani, especially from a brand that's not known for foundation. Pretty impressive. So I'm going to set my under eye with some translucent powder, and this is from Rimmel, the Stay Matte Long Lasting Press Powder. And I'm just going to use the sponge to set the under eye. Drugstore, I would definitely recommend the Real Techniques brushes. So I'm going to take this one. This is actually from a set, and it's the brow brush, and I'm going to take that same dark deep concealer, and I'm going to contour my nose. I'm going to go in with the Airspun loose powder in translucent. Okay, so now this is another one of those hidden gems that I just got, and it's from the Wet n Wild contouring palette, and this one's in the shade Caramel Toffee. And this is definitely looks like a dupe for the Marc Jacobs, or at least they're trying to make it look like the Marc Jacobs one. I'm gonna take this Real Techniques, and it is the sculpting brush right under the eye. So to contour, I'm gonna take this Expert face brush. I've actually never tried this brush for this, so. Yeah, this contour palette from Wet n Wild is super pigmented, so you definitely want to go in with a light hand. So the bronzer I'm going to use is actually also from Milani, the bronzer extra large all over glow. I actually do like the shade of this. I would normally use the Physician Formula's bronzer, but I just decided to pull this out because I haven't used it in a long time. I'm going to swirl and mix both colors together, and I'm using the Real Techniques what is it, gunmetal or metals brushes collection. This one's number 100. I love this brush for bronzing. I know it looks harsh, but I'm gonna blend it out. If you were going to purchase any brushes at all, I definitely recommend this one. Now I'm gonna move it on to my eyes for now. I'm still not done with the face, but at this point I'm just going to, I have no idea what I'm doing with my eyes, so I'm just gonna move to that next. And I don't have a specific eye primer, so I'm just gonna use the concealer that I use for under the eye. Going to lightly powder my lids. So in terms of eyeshadow palettes, I picked up these two from Wet n Wild, the Art in the Streets and the Comfort Zone, which I'm really impressed about this one. The Comfort Zone, the shadows in here are just so beautiful, pigmented, really good quality. I think I'm going to use this palette, the Comfort Zone. Look at this shade. You see it in one direction, it looks like a brown, kind of like maroon shade, and then it shifts when the light hits it to like a greenish teal color. I'm actually gonna take this the yellow shade from this palette as a highlighter for under the brow bone. I'm going to take this green shade as an all over shade for my lid. Before I apply it, I'm actually going to take this L'Oreal Silkissime, I don't know how to pronounce it. This is a eyeliner in green ivy. So I'm going to apply this kind of as a base before I go in with the shadows. I'm going to smudge it out with my finger. I just want this as a base so that the shadows I'm going to be applying stand out a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going in for sure with that green shade and apply it all over. Oh yeah, it definitely made that true beauty of that green pop. I'm gonna take this fluffy brush just to clean up in the crease area. There's a little bit of fallout, but not bad. I'm gonna take this Real Techniques brush. It is the Beige shadow brush. There is no matte colors in that palette, so I'm gonna take the contour palette and take that brown shade and just apply just a little bit to the crease. Just to try it out, I'm going to take the shade that is called the Definer shade, which is that shade that shifts two-tone, and I'm going to apply that to my outer corner just to deepen that up. I'm just gonna blend it out with the brush that we use on the crease. So my camera turned off. What I did while it was off was I applied the L'Oreal pencil on the outer corner, the same shade, the Green Ivy, on the outer corner to my waterline and my lash line, and then I smudged out with the detail brush with using that shade, that shifting shade that I used on the outer corner. I brought it down to the bottom also, and then now using that same brush, I'm going to apply that green that we applied to the lid and apply it to the inner corner and blend that out. I'm gonna take my Essence palette, and I'm gonna take the lightest shade right here, and I'm just going to pop that into the inner corner to brighten and open the eye. I'm gonna pop just a tiny bit into the brow bone. So for the eyeliner, I'm going to use the NYC liquid eyeliner. Just doing a really small baby wing. Just going to blend this out, make sure there are no harsh lines. I'm gonna do my eyebrows because they're looking a little crazy. The shade I'm going to be using is Taupe and Embernet. Now I'm using the L'Oreal Brow Plumper. The two L'Oreal Voluminous Miss Mango Rock, the Voluminous Butterfly Intensa, and the Rimmel Lash Accelerator for the bottom lash. For blush, I picked up the new, this is new formula from Wet n Wild, the color Icon. I have two shades, Apricot in the middle or a Mellow Wine. I think I'm gonna go with a Mellow Wine. This is a really good brush from e.l.f. It's the e.l.f. blush brush. I like because it's not too big, but you could also use this for the under eye. It has a lot of multi-purpose, but it's a really awesome brush. I'm gonna go back to blend that out. Okay, now for the highlighter part, I actually forgot to get a highlighter, so I'm going to kind of play with whatever I do have. Okay, I think I'm going to use this. This is actually from the Physicians Formula. It came in this little gift set, and it's like a brick of shadows, but I think I'm gonna dip into the lighter shades. I think that will be a really good highlight. Actually looks really pretty. So I'm going to take this brush also from Real Techniques, and it's the setting brush, and I'm going to apply the lighter shades and use that as my highlighter. And just because I have it and I really want to use it because I haven't used it in a while, I'm going to use this e.l.f. It's a blush in the shade Candid Coral, but really it looks like a highlighter for me, or a blush topper, because it's really light. But I love the shade, the tone that it gives. So I'm just going to add it for a little bit of color and glimmer. I'm gonna take NYX lip liner in Nude Truffle, my favorite shade of lip liner. I'm going to take the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick in the shade Sandstorm. To truly finish this look up, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Makeup Extender Setting Spray. This is it. This is what I call Superstar Glam. I really hope that you liked it. I actually really enjoyed this a little palette. Definitely recommend buying these little quads. I haven't tried other shades, but I think now that I was pretty impressed and pretty happy with this, I think I'm gonna go and try out the other palettes. Yeah, I really liked it. I like how it turned out. Definitely made me want to try out more products from the drugstore. I really hope that you enjoyed this all drugstore makeup tutorial. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time. Bye.